well, Charlie, you kind of thought about this analogy yourself. And I think when you talked about it with me, I thought, from a consulting standpoint, it totally makes sense. But I think from anywhere in MOPS, you can really take this framework and, use it to your benefit. So do you want to talk through a little bit of what goes into that and how, what's the analogy?
So, I mean, what happens when you go to the doctor?
Well, usually I wait there uncomfortably for like a half hour and look at magazines and kind of wish I wasn't waiting so long. But
what happens if you go to an efficient doctor then? Okay. But so you go in.
A nurse comes in and takes your vitals usually.
Well, so the first time, if you're going up for your yearly check-in, right? So maybe, or if you're going in and you have a headache or you've got something wrong with you, the doctor's going to run a health check. Yeah. They're going to take your vitals, look at your blood pressure.
Ask you.
They do your height as well, which I always find weird sometimes.
And they do weight, which is actually the worst thing. We need to eliminate taking people's weight for no reason, especially if you're just there for a random visit. But anywho.
Okay. And height as well. Like, I don't know why they do that one as well, but it seems a bit.
Calculating your BMI, probably.
Yeah, but my height probably hasn't changed. I'm 33.
You can shrink as you get older.
Okay. Anyway, so they're going to check. They're going to do the health check, right? That's going to be the first step, and you might do some blood work, and there might be some things. So because you came in with X, and they're going to end up doing Y, to try and dig into that and figure out what's wrong. So when you apply this to the marketing ops situation, when you're trying to develop your roadmap, you need to do a health check. Mm-hmm. And that's the first step.
Yeah. And I think one thing that is interesting too is like the difference between a good doctor and a bad doctor is if you do have something wrong with you or you're showing the symptoms, well, I don't want to say a bad doctor, but a not great doctor will just try and zero in on that one symptom and fix it. And I think that can happen in marketing ops too, instead of really doing a holistic check on what else is going on that could attribute to that. So think about that also as we're talking through this, because I think that can differentiate
That's a great point. Well. Yeah, you might find one symptom issue in your data, and you might just create a smart campaign to fix that. But actually, it's the issues from integration that you have or something like that you need to fix at the source. Mm-hmm. So first step, health check. Second step, once they've done that health check and they've figured out what's wrong, then you need to write up the diagnosis. You need to diagnose, figure out like what is, write up, document it, and then you write a prescription, right? Like if you have high blood pressure or something, they might give you a medication or a prescription for exercising more, whatever. That's the write up and the documentation of what needs to be fixed. This is the step in marketing ops where you prioritize and write up what is actually going to be on your roadmap. And then the next phase is actually application. So that's like doing your workouts, like taking whatever medication you need to do to address those issues, and then rinse, repeat. So the high level is just health check, diagnosis and prescription, application, with that doctor's office analogy. So if we dive into each of these areas in a little bit more detail, so the health check, the key to running a good health check in marketing operations is the type of questions you're trying to answer. So this isn't, and I like the idea of a Marketo audit or a map audit, but that's not all of it. So it's kind of like what you said. Yeah, you might go around and look in Marketo and think, okay, well, the structure isn't very good, and we need to have a new naming convention. There's a few, we're not using the tool to its full capabilities. We need to maybe fix this thing in lead scoring. But actually, I think the first step of a health check is actually going around your organization and asking them questions. Yeah. So it's like going to the sales team and saying, what are the quality of the leads like? Where have you seen missing data? Maybe looking at the recycle and disqualification reasons to try and figure out, what's happening there. Go to your customer success team. Do you have enough information on your accounts? Like, are you able to see when your accounts are, engaging or doing some meaningful engagement that you need to follow up on? And so on and so on. You could apply that to any team really in an organization, because in marketing operations, you are the you have these internal clients that you have to keep happy and support, and you're facilitating kind of the people, process, technology, and data to make that all happen. So you want to be able to see kind of what the end result is and ask those questions of people. And that's going to give you that first layer of what you then might need to dig into.
Totally. And I think that then forces you into that holistic view, because you're not just looking at maybe the one symptom that you know about or that you can see up front within your automation platform. Technology is just one piece of it. I think we're saying that a lot. Like, market ops is more than just like the tool that you're using. It's everything that feeds into that. It's the organization that you're really supporting. And so getting that external feedback, something you should be doing all the time, but really can be a great source to identify, what are those pain points. And you can start to see that they all could be related, or some of those symptoms can all, be, have a correlation between them. And yeah, I think it's just it's a much more holistic way of looking at it in a way.
For sure.